Boom! What's up, you guys? Byron Rogers here. Just sitting here, had a few minutes, figured I'd shoot a little video and throw something at you guys today that has been on my mind. Talking about, I've been learning a lot of stuff. I've been, haven't made videos for the last few days because I have been learning, been working hard. And I just haven't had the time. But I'm going to start getting back up on here and start getting it in as often as possible. So basically, what's on my mind today is, let me see here. I don't know if I can see who's coming in. Hey, what's going on, Marcus? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. What's up, Shane? Good to see y'all, man. Yeah, so what's on my mind today are some of the great dilemmas of life. And the one that's been driving me crazy is the fact that we are all alone. And it bugs me because it's one of those things that, I think I was fortunate because the way, I grew up, with two different parents, living on other sides of the United States. They did the best they could. They're good people, but that's the thing about parenting. Like, I'm not a parent. I don't know how it is, but what I can ascertain from it is, everyone's just doing the best they can, the best way they know how to do, which is the tragedy and the truth about it, where they're just doing the best they can based on what they know to do, like that's the kind of dichotomy of it. But at any rate, it gave me a head start with this thing because I was always with one parent or the other parent, I was always like bouncing back and forth. So I kind of got used to this whole like being alone in the world thing, traveling alone in the world kind of way of life. And one of the things I find extremely interesting is that, really in like a lot of existentialist theories and things like this, is that we are all truly alone. Good afternoon, brother. We are all truly alone. The only way you've gotten anywhere you've gotten in your life, other than like God being with you, is your decisions, what you've done. And the only way you're going to get anywhere else you're going to get in life is going to be based on your decisions. Yeah, sure, there's some situational stuff, but we all know it's your decision and you're the ones doing what you're going to do. That's the crazy thing, but that's also the beautiful thing. I see a lot of people that get into relationships and they get over invested in their relationships to where it becomes codependent because they start to draw so much value in terms of who they are and like who they believe they are, or they let these relationships, even with kids sometimes, they let these relationships and things take over aspects of their being that they don't belong in, what your other person thinks about you, or what, how you're doing it. It holds too much weight for so many people, I believe, that it begins to infringe on their identity, and then the relationship has you, then the relationship has them. And then what ends up happening is this kind of, in very many ways, amazing but unhealthy relationship starts to, shake and wobble, and these things happen. And it takes the person with them. And, I think that the one thing that can stop someone from reaching their destiny is a relationship, for sure, right? Men, women, we're our only natural predators on the planet, and that goes both ways. But, so I think that this discipline of understanding that you are truly alone. You came to this planet alone, butt naked. You're going to die and you're going to go back, or you're going to go to wherever you're going next alone and butt naked. The reason I think it's very important discipline is because it's going to help you understand when you can master this, accept this, and become okay with this, and become able to sit with this and be with this fact that you are truly alone and it doesn't scare you and it's fine with you. What you're going to find is that you're able to take higher levels of responsibility for who you are, what you are, where you're going. You're going to tap into a more fearless approach to life because you're not going to look for validation or anything from anyone outside of yourself other than God. The truth is that none of these people can get it for you. When you look in the mirror tomorrow, boom, you're going to be sitting there. That's what's up, Brian. Thanks, brother. Boom. When you look in the mirror tomorrow, you're going to be sitting there, and ain't no one going to be looking in the mirror but you. When you lay your head down in the pillow, you might have someone next to you, but they're next to you. You are doing this thing. It's you and God, and that's it. And when you are able to rest with that and be with that, there's a level of responsibility. There's a level of power that you achieve at facing that reality, because it's like, you know what? this is me, and this is me doing it, and I gotta save my own life. And it's liberating, because then you're not waiting for anybody to do anything for you. And there is one thing, if there's one thing that I think is extremely painful, it's waiting for someone to do something for you or come through for you when they don't. And as humans, I believe we're at a kind of a disadvantage, being that we're the mammals that, spend the most time. What's going on, Justin? What's up, D? Good to see you. The most time with our parents than any other animal on the planet. Compound that with the reality of society, the American nightmare, where you're sitting here and you're scared and tired, you're working your job and you're trying to make ends meet, and you're doing this, you're in life and you're sticking and moving. It's very easy to get caught up in this, these artificial forms of safety that they've designed to catch us and really kind of rule our lives through. But when you realize that, hey, these artificial structures I've created to protect myself can't really protect me. It's still really me that's doing this, and me who's responsible for the outcome of this. It's me who's responsible for every minute that I live and that I die, that I can't get back. It's a very powerful and sobering thought. So the first thing is, I want you to accept the fact and play with the idea that, look, you're really alone. No matter who loves you, how often you're with them, blah, 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 you're really alone. And our inclination is to look for safety, because this life is relentless. Life will hit you in the face. Sometimes life won't even hit you in the face. Sometimes life will just rest on you and just chill and just be and wear you out. You know what I mean? So it's natural for us to try and look for these safety structures. But when you can accept the fact that you're alone, you can take higher levels of responsibility for the things that you're doing in life. And that responsibility denotes maturity. What's maturity? I think maturity is simply the ability to take on more, as a consequence of your ability to do more. As you grow older physiologically, you have more physical ability. So you take responsibility as you learn to walk, to run across the house and get to the couch. As you grow older, you start taking more responsibility as your ability actually starts to continue going up. And this is psychological too. Have you ever been trying to talk to somebody and you're like, hey, the thing you've been doing for the last 5 years, dating the same guy or dating the same girl, they're different people, but it's the same, type of thing. You're going in circles. You try to talk to them and they can't hear you. They genuinely cannot hear you, or you both know they don't have what it takes to implement what you're trying to tell them. That's one of those things where it's there's a maturity issue here, where this person hasn't had enough pain or whatever it is to cause them to step to the next level of taking responsibility for their situation and change it. Right? And so there's so much power in responsibility, because you can't change what you can't take responsibility for. And that is one of the other things that you'll gain from this. At the same time, this is a dichotomy. Not only are you alone in this world and you're the one responsible for all your decisions, you're the one who's going to make the decisions to get you where you're supposed to go tomorrow. The flip side to that is absolutely everything you have in your life, everything that's ever come into your life and is going to leave your life, in one way or another, it comes through relationships. Believe it or not, if you think about it, your boss, your relationships at work, the fabric that keeps you at work is your interpersonal relationships, your life, your wife, your husband, all of it. If you really think about everything that's ever come into your life, positively or negative, going to heaven, it's all relationships. Your relationships are one of the most important things in your life. So in life, yes, not only are you alone inside here to navigate this thing, the dichotomy, the flip side to that is you've got to be extremely deliberate and effective interpersonally, because everything that comes in and through and to you in life is going to come through your stinking relationships. So you've got to treat those as gold. They are more responsible. They are more valuable than your paycheck. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through relationships, and so have you. Your life is actually held together by relationships if you really pay attention to what's at the genesis of everything coming in and out of your life, positive and negative. So those are powerful dynamics for you just to think about. That's what was on my mind. Get comfortable, accept the fact that, you know what, when it comes to this life, other than God, no one's going to save me. Thanks, Brian. It's good on you, man. I appreciate the love. No one's here to save me. Nothing's going to happen. This is a process that I must go through in order to strengthen me, and I got to step into it with absolutely everything I can. And when you accept that It's going to be liberating and it's going to be empowering, because then you're going to start to take this bull by the horns and take responsibility for everything in your life. And with responsibility comes power, because you can't change what you can't take responsibility for. And then the other thing to ponder is, while you are alone, while it is all about you and here and what you're doing inside here, realize that your relationships facilitate the entrance and exit of any and everything positive and negative in your life. Everything that comes in and out of your life comes through relationships. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you know anyone who could appreciate this message, share it, tag them, and I'll be here to make another video soon. And I love you guys. Until the next video, find your purpose, live with passion, reach your destiny, and I'm going to get back to y'all in these comments in a minute. All right, y'all, I'm out.